Somebody look at your neighbor and say she finna bring it tonight. I say somebody look at your neighbor and say she finna bring it tonight. And if you ain't got a neighbor, look at yourself and say she finna bring it to fuck a night. Or we gonna jump right into it, cause that's how we do it over here. I ain't gonna tarry too long tonight, y'all. But folks been asking me. They said, so, madam, what ancestors showed you about this Angie Stone situation? Now, before I tell y'all what ancestors showed me on this, I'm gonna first give y'all some background information on Angie Stone. Come on, let's do it. We jumps right into it. Angie Laverne Brown. She was known to the world as Angie Stone. She was born on December the 18th in Columbia, South Carolina. Angie Stone, she came straight out of the church, where her voice was first recognized as something special. But her story, it ain't just about music. It's about struggle. It's about grit. And it's about survival in the industry game. Survival in an industry game that was never built to keep black entertainers, mostly black entertainers, on top. The industry game, it was built to destroy them. And some other things as well, to destroy their bloodline, etc. Before most folk even knew what hip-hop really was, Angie Stone was in The Sequence, a group called The Sequence. The Sequence was known as being one of the first female rap groups in history. And they were signed to Sugar Hill Records. They dropped a song called Funk You Up. Most of y'all is familiar with that song. And that song later got remixed by Dr. Dre. And that song even still make money today. But do you think they seen that money bag from that? Do you think they got any money when Dr. Dre remixed that song? Hell to the Noah. The industry chewed them up and swallowed them and left Angie Stone and them penniless, while the pioneers that they inspired cashed out on their song. Put the pieces of the puzzle together, my people. You eating off of my shit, and I don't get nothing. In the 90s, Angie Stone, she ended up leveling up. She leveled up and she formed a group called Vertical Hold. And Willie Bruno and David Bright, at that time, was in that group, and they all was signed to A&M Records. But Angie Stone's solo career, listen to me, y'all. Angie Stone's solo career, it made her a household name. That's when she really started blowing up and blowing up and blowing up. When she dropped the song called No More Rain in This Cloud. Y'all remember that song? Angie Stone, she put neo soul on the map. Yeah, alongside Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. But what people didn't know was, behind closed doors, that fucked up the industry, the PTB, all them type of players, they was dog-walking Angie Stone. Dog-walking Angie Stone without a leash. She was being dog-walked by the industry, played by the industry. They labeled Angie Stone as being too old. They labeled Angie Stone as being too black. They said she too big. But her music is timeless. That's what they said. Catch that on fleek. The industry. Now let's go a little bit deeper, down a rabbit hole. Some folks remember when Angie Stone and D'Angelo, the singer D'Angelo, when they got together. Y'all remember that? And that was orchestrated in some type of way. Well, most folk don't know. This is what most folks don't know about the situation with D'Angelo and Angie Stone. And what most folks don't know is that Angie Stone played a major role in crafting D'Angelo's sound, especially on the Voodoo album. People didn't know that. She didn't even get her flowers. She didn't even get her fucking roses for helping him out with that right there. She was loving a man the world put on a pedestal. But behind the scenes, she was the one helping build his whole fucking vibe up. But not only did Angie Stone help build D'Angelo's vibe, she also had secret conversations with D'Angelo. Okay? They had secret conversations. This is how I go in the game, y'all. They had secret conversations about the dark side of the music industry. Ancestor said they had deep conversations about the shit. And that rabbit hole go much more deeper. But Angie, she knew some things, on how the game was working. She was schooling D'Angelo, yes. And the rabbit hole on D'Angelo's album, called Voodoo, it go much more deeper than what folks know. And we gonna keep it right there. Now moving on to the next. Some of y'all remember the reality show. I'm just pointing out some things. I want y'all to look at these things I'm showing y'all. Y'all remember the reality show that Angie Stone was in, called R&B Divas. And when you watch that show, you see how the industry boxed her out instead of really celebrating her as a legend. They boxed her out. And Ancestor said the deeper mystery about these reality shows, that's filmed by the industry, is that everybody who signed them contract papers to be filmed on these reality shows, these industry reality shows, all of them are candidates for a blood sacrifice, and they ain't even aware of it. I told y'all, my people. I told y'all how the PTB in the industry, they do things backwards. They reveal things to us backwards. They call that shit that we see on them shows, those reality shows. They call that shit real. They call it, this is a reality show. Real shows. And that shit, it ain't even real. After shit you seeing in them reality shows, it ain't real. I'm showing you what the fuck is up. Now we fast forward to today. And the news report said that the singer Angie Stone died in a car crash. That's what the news reports told us. But Ancestor said, bull to the shit. This was a straight fucking setup. Point blank and period. I know I gotta say allegedly, but if you get it, then you got it. Now let's go a little bit deeper down a rabbit hole, my people. Ancestor said that Angie Stone was taken up out of here because she knew too much, and she was exposing the things that she knew too much about. Angie Stone was about to expose some things, y'all. She was about to expose some things about the industry. Angie Stone knew things, and the things that she knew made her dangerous to the wrong people. And Angie Stone knew something else, my people. And she knew that she was a legend. And that she would be, what? Discarded out of here soon. She already knew that they was coming to get her. She already knew that they was coming. She just didn't know when. They came up on Angie Stone like a thief in the fuck of a night. And sister said, Angie Stone's passing, it was masked to look like a car accident. But that car accident, it was an orchestrated setup, an orchestrated event that was designed to remove her from the physical and energetic realm. It was not a random incident, y'all, but part of a larger spiritual and energetic extraction. In other words, it was a dark ritual that was placed on Angie Stone. And unseen forces manipulated her environment. And those unseen forces disrupted her mental and emotional state and set the stage for her to be taken from this world. And that car accident was a final act of the blood sacrifice. I'm breaking it down for you. That car accident was definitely a ritual sacrifice. I'm trying to tell y'all what's up. I told y'all before. Angie Stone, she was part of the group called The Sequence, one of the first female rap groups. Now, when you look at the word sequence, it literally means order, steps, or a planned arrangement. And when you look at the game that the industry play, the blood sacrifices often happen in a what? That's right, a sequence. Angie Stone, she started to see that sequence game that was being played on her by the industry. And Angie said, shit, fuck that. I'm going to expose every damn thing before they try to come in and take me out. Okay? Before they try to take me out of here like they did all the other legends. And they moved in like Flash on Angie Stone. Got her out of here before she can tell anything. Before she can really start exposing things. Angie Stone, y'all, she was aware of shady behavior that was going on around her. People was lying to her, working against her, behind her fucking back. All that types of shit. Angie Stone started figuring it all out before she passed. And ancestors told me. They said she confronted somebody about this situation. Her money being stole, all this type of shit. And she was also planning, to cut ties with certain people, different industries. And they came in, y'all, and took her up out of here. Now, most people, they not aware that Angie Stone, she joined a sorority. She was part of, what is it called? Zeta Phi Beta, the sorority group. And when you look at the date that she joined the sorority, come on, we finna go deeper on this.
Angie.